Brass monkey, that monkey. Brass monkey, chunky, that monkey.
That is exactly the kind of jam you would expect me to walk out here to, right? Yes, 100%. And then you realize, hey, those were white guys and Jewish. Hold on. Yeah, thank you for coming out here tonight. I'm thrilled to be here. I was introduced as the guy who performs at churches, and I look like it. My wife picked out this shirt. That's very obvious. I'm like, that does not look like something I should wear, and she's like, because it's summery, and I said, because it's gay. And she overruled me, and I said, okay, that's what we'll do. I'm like, you're gonna make me more attractive to other women, and she said, don't worry about that. A bit much. I thought that was a little mean, but we've got a romantic marriage. I do want to emphasize that. My wife, and it's wonderful. There's flowers, there's chocolate, and I buy stuff for her too. So that's very important. Like she made me go to the doctor recently, and I'm like, I don't really want to, but she tells me what to do. And so I went to the doctor, and I didn't know what the doctor was going to look for, but I know where he was willing to look. And it was everywhere. Everywhere. And the doctor came with results, which is the worst thing you could get. And he came in, and I looked at it, and it said that I've got low testosterone. And I've got high estrogen. I'm a woman. I said, don't you push your politics on me, pal. All right? This is my body. This is my choice, okay? Now, I don't think my wife's going to like that. And she didn't sign up for that. Wow. And so I said, how are we going to fix this? I don't want to do that. He said, I can have injections. So I get these injections, and I'm like, that sounds like it's going to hurt, and it's going to be painful. I might cry. And he said, that's what we're trying to fix. Whoa. I said, hey, buddy, I didn't come in here as a proud woman. Have you come in with misogynistic things like that, okay? Right? Hey, we're not going to do that. So I've been becoming more assertive. I've been having to inject hormones. That makes you angry. And I went to the doctor recently, and I looked at my chart because he left it open, and I saw a word that I've never seen before, and I had to ask about it because it's a scary word. I said, hey, right here, what does that say? Mostly because it's long. And it was hypogonadism. Yeah, that's a scary word. I'm like, if you know how words break down, hypo means small. And gonadism means I'm pissed. Okay? I'm like, what? Why would you not say this word before? And he said, well, you know you've got low testosterone. It's what it means. I said, well, you should have said the word, because you're waiting until after I'm really angry to bring it up. You didn't even have the fortitude to tell me earlier. And so I was a little disappointed. Be a better doctor. So we argued about that. I will say one thing that the doctor did. He ran one big test that is very scary for everybody. He weighed me. And the thing is, when the doctor weighs you, he does it outside in the hall where everyone is. So I went out there, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. And I weighed a lot more at the time. And so we got on there, and it was one of those, you step on it, you go clunk, and you go tap, and you go clunk and tap, and there's a lot of clunking and tapping. Okay, so much clunking. And people are coming out of their rooms, like they're prairie dogging out of the room, like, what's going on out here? Like, there's nurses over here making prop bets. Like, how far is this going to go? Like, finally, the doctor and I, we're making eye contact like this. And like, we're looking at each other, and he sees the number, and I see the number, and this is the come to Jesus moment right here. 370. I know. I was 10 more than a circle. I was mathematically out of shape. So I have lost over 100 pounds. And thank you. It was a lot of hard work, which is why I made the doctors do it. And that's the key. And the thing is, there's other ways to lose weight too. Like I've got a cousin who also lost 100 pounds, and he did it a completely different way. Like he did this thing where you have to focus on yourself, and he got massages. He did the Chinese thing with the needles, heroin. That peels the weight right off, but lose family and mortgage. So I think I came out ahead. It's worked out. And the thing is, like, I think the comedy, like all the comedy stuff is picking up on the weight loss too, me being more assertive. Because I just got invited to like bid on a show in a place called Gig Salad. And if comics know Gig Salad a little bit, but they ask you to come out for books, and in the show they said, hey, come bid on this. We want somebody to perform at a birthday party. I said, okay, I can do a birthday party. I'm a Christian comedian. That'll be good. And they said, no, we kind of want you to roast this guy. You want me to roast somebody on his birthday? All right. Like who is like it's at a club? No, we want you to come to his house where his family's gonna be and make fun of him. And we'll pay you. Probably with his money. And I'm married. It's most likely his money. And I say that not because I'm misogynistic, but because I've suffered through that wage gap. That was a terrible callback, but okay, yeah, we're lost. We're good. That's all right. Hey, get back to the fat jokes. I've got it. All right. I will say one thing here as I'm about to leave. I grew up Methodist. If you don't know what that is, it's like being Presbyterian, but people can spell it. Right. And I wanted that for my family too. So I always taught my son, like, hey, this is what we believe, and we go to church and we see the cross and the little flame on it because we're on fire for God. And that message carries. I want my son to grow up with that kind of belief, and it worked because he went to church, and then he'd go to school, he'd go to church, and then he'd go to school, and then one day he went to school and he told his teacher, hey, when we go to church on the weekend, it's the one where we burn the crosses. We're Lutheran now. Everybody, my name is Bobby Parker. You have a good night. And remember, keep praying for the comedians. I say that just because no one's coming out on stage just yet. Here we are.